Hey guys, we got a battle here against a guy from Smogon. His name is LOL as 123, and from his team preview and from this lead Whimsicott, I was kind of expecting him to have a lot of bulky stalling pokes. So I think he's gonna taunt me, so I'm not gonna go for my rocks. I go for Ice Beam, and he switches to Fortress, and I'm like, okay, there's no point in going for rocks now because he's just gonna spin. So I'm gonna go to Markanine because I know he's gonna set up rocks, and I want to get Markanine in before, so he doesn't take 25%. Just switching in. So that's what I do, and that's what he does. So I figure I need to break his 30 because the Ice Beam actually did so little damage that the 2 rounds of leftovers he's gained put him back at full. So I need to break it. So I'm going to go for the close combat because he has a Heatran, so he might predict my Flare Blitz. But he actually goes for the safe option and goes to his Latias, who, judging from the damage, is just bulky. And it turns out that it is. Most Latias you see are, because they're usually Calm Mind, they take advantage of the higher special defense over the Latios, which is the main reason people use them. It's usually either a support set or Calm Mind. And as you see here, it is Calm Mind. So I send in Metagross, because I'm like, I'm going to resist Dragon Pulse, which is probably his only attack. Even if he has like Toxic or something, like it won't affect me. And if he has T-Wave, then whatever, doesn't matter. So I'm going to go for Agility, because usually they don't have Roar. Or maybe they do, I don't know. I don't usually see them in the Roar, but this one has Roar. So it rolls me out into Swampert, and I'm like, oh, that's like the worst possible switch I could have gotten. Pretty much. So I'm like, alright, whatever, let's just set up rocks. Swampert's not really going to be that useful. He's my only bulky poke on this team, but, you know, fighting a team of mostly bulky walls and stuff, it's not going to be useful. But he gets a crit on the Dragon Pulse with +1, which means I can't even hit him with an Ice Beam, which wouldn't have done too much damage. So it's not even worth saving him for later. I'm just like, you know what, Fortress is going to get up spikes or toxic spikes before I probably get the chance to switch this in. And again, as I said, this is a bulky Swampert, so it's not going to be doing too much damage to his incredibly bulky pokes. So I just leave it in as death fodder, and I go back out to Metagross. And now I know he has a Roar, so I'm not going to bother going for Agility. But he is faster. I'm like, so maybe he does have some speed. I don't know. I'd have to look at the speed of his Latias with no investments. Actually, you know what? It might be higher. I don't know. Whatever. Hit him with a mash. Does about half after leftovers. So I'm like, ugh, he's probably gonna try and recover stop me, and he does. He's looking for the miss. I'm looking for the crit or the attack raise. And I think it takes like 3 turns. I would have sped this part up, and there's another part later that I should have sped up, but actually this is already at 999% clip speed, because for some reason emulators on my computer are really slow. The actual screen record length of this battle is like 1 hour and 40 minutes. I don't know why it's so like just mass slowdown, but it is. So, I mean, I deal with it, but again, I can't really speed up these really stally parts here anymore. Or at least on this one, I don't know. I had to speed it up so much. Not such a big deal on my other videos, but anyways. So I finally get the attack raise, or was... Yes, I finally get the attack raise. I wasn't even looking. So he switches out because he knows he's kind of screwed now. He's losing the battle of attrition. Thankfully, I didn't miss. That would have been very annoying. So he sends in his Heatran, and at this point I see the leftovers, so I'm like, he might be bulky, but he still could have max speed, and if he does, then he's faster than me. So switch to Hydreigon to take the obvious Fire Blast, or, you know, the Earth Power in case he just wants to, you know, overprotect or whatever. He probably wouldn't have, judging from my team, but he subs, and I'm like, okay, so he's probably bulky, like max bulky, again, judging from his Latias, all that stuff. So Earth Power, and he roars, and I'm like, yeah, he's definitely bulky. He has no speed investment. So my Metagross gets dragged back in, and I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna Earthquake, because I'm pretty sure I'm faster, and it's just gonna kill it. And I am faster, Sorry, I'm getting my head myself. Leftovers, blah, blah, blah. Earthquake, I am faster. Take him out. And, well, not really one shot, but you know what I mean. He dies. So he's going to switch back into his balls, his fortress. So I'm going to switch into my Elements, who is another guy that takes 25% from rocks. I mean, again, you know, either one, it didn't really matter. So I switch into my Elements, and it's actually a little faster here because I closed some things, and anyways. So I Dragon Claw because I'm predicting Latias to come back in, but he doesn't. So he goes for his Toxic Spikes. So I hit him with the Fire Fang, and he lives just barely, so he gets this rapid spin off, and I'm just like, oh, really? So I Dragon Claw to kill him. And I get my Moxie boost, and I'm thinking, he's probably going to send in Latias, but he sends in this, and he goes for U-turn. It does like nothing. And Latias comes in and takes the Dragon Claw right to the face. I'm like, why would I Fire Fang? I know it's super effective, but it's like, it's not like it really matters. So, you know, Latias takes the Dragon Claw, and I get my Moxie to +2. And he sends back in Whimsicott, and he is going to use it just like its mama intended it to, or shake what its mama gave it. There you go, that's the saying. So, I'm gonna be annoyed. I'm not gonna bother switching out because of rocks. So I'm just gonna, you know, keep breaking his sub because he's a sub-seeder with Prankster. The only way I'm gonna beat him is just keep hitting him. Just keep hitting him, break his sub, break his sub, break his sub, and eventually he won't be able to sub anymore, and then I can kill him. Unfortunately, I don't have the Bullet Punch. This is my Agility Gross, as you saw earlier, so that I don't need Bullet Punch. But I miss my Meteor Mash now, so he gets his Leech Seed up, which is just irritating. And I get my Attack Raise. So I'm like, alright, I don't want to miss again, because I just missed. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake. It should be able to break this up. I mean, it's freaking Whimsicott, like, you know. And it doesn't. And I'm just like, oh, fuck off. So now he's going to Encore me into Earthquake. This one's going to break this up, but I'm like, I can't stay in because, you know, he's just got, the sub's going to take 2 hits, and it's not going to work out. So I'm going to switch into my Hydreigon because I'm like, you know what, I don't really need a Scarf Poke because his Latias is dead and everything else on his team is kind of slow / non-threatening, i.e. a Celigor. I'm just going to, you know, hit it with Dragon Pulses until it dies. He gets Seed up on me, which is no big deal. At this point, Hydreigon is my fodder. So there's a couple turns of this. Again, I don't mind stalling when it's not irritating, i.e. on Pokemon simulators, but in online battles, come on, man, don't do this. No one really likes this. Anyways, so his HP is, he's gonna have enough to sub again. I think actually he has enough to sub twice. I don't remember. Yeah, he's gonna have enough to sub again. And yeah, sorry for sounding so tired. It's actually like 2 AM and I really should be asleep. But I wanted to get this done, and long story short, I didn't have time to do it earlier today, and I wanted to, so I'm doing it now. So yeah. So here, I was predicting him to switch. I wasn't sure if he had enough HP for sub. I didn't think he did, but I'm like, I don't want to over-predict and have him sub and survive and just keep this bullshit going. So I'm like, whatever. I already decided Hydreigon would be my fodder. Keep it in. Thankfully, he kills me instead of setting up. Not that it would have mattered. Leech Seed would have killed me anyways. So send in my Gengar. You know, simple 4 attacks Gengar. I like the sub-split, mainly in Gen 4 because of Wussy, but now I don't really think it's that useful because there's a lot more offensively minded in Gen 5, so it's not too great. So, you know, simple 4 attacks, whatever. Life Orb. So he sends in his Whimsicott, Leech Seed, gets killed. So I go for the Hidden Power Fire here. He's gonna die, but he's sashed. And I'm like, stupid Rapid Spin. Just make this battle 1 turn longer. So, He's gonna hit me with Bug Buzz. Still quad resist it. Hit him with the HP fire. And I'm gonna live, not that it mattered, because I still had Arcanine and something. So, that's the battle. Hope you enjoyed. Again, sorry for the, tiredness, and see you next time.